Keith balling back with another video, man, and Cam Newton and Ryan Clark going back and forth, man. And every time I look up, Ryan Clark is beefing with somebody. And this dude is starting to really get on my nerves, man. This dude loves to insert himself in everything and take personal shots at people and then try to play victim on the back end like he never did anything. But this whole thing started with Cam Newton giving his opinion. Basically, he doesn't believe that Jalen Hurts is a top 10 quarterback. And he believes that Hurts, the cast and the team around him is so damn good. Hurts don't even have to showcase his full ability. And they can still win games and even a Super Bowl like Jalen Hurts was able to do. And, Cam, I don't believe he was trying to take away from Hurts' talent. I think he was just saying the team is so damn good that maybe we really haven't even seen all what Hurts needs to do. Now, there is some flaws in that argument because how the hell can you punish a man for having a good team? I mean, you can have a good team and still be ass and lose. Like we've seen guys with everything around them, but the quarterback you could tell is not all that talented, and he's the reason they lose. So we've seen it on both sides. We've seen it, and so I remember a few years back with Brock Purdy. It might not have even been that long ago with Brock Purdy. I remember Shannon Sharp. He used to always say that Brock Purdy wasn't all that good, but he had a good supporting cast. So he used to criticize Purdy a lot on his talent. And so I don't know if guys are going to keep the same energy when it comes to Hurts. But basically, like I said, Cam says he don't got Hurts in his top 10. And next thing you know, Ryan Clark, he goes on TV and he takes this shot at Cam Newton. So he's basically, hey, you don't got a ring. Why didn't you jump on that fumble in the Super Bowl? This and that. Just little personal things. And then Cam Newton, he ended up responding and he went off on Ryan Clark, man. He went the hell off. Man, these guys going off on each other over an opinion, bro. And it's like, to me, Cam gave a fair opinion, even if you disagree with it. You could just calmly explain and respectfully explain why you disagree. You don't got to say you never won a ring, this and that, because Cam wasn't directly comparing himself to Jalen Hurts. That's what people are missing in this. He never was saying, I'm better than Jalen Hurts or nothing like that. In comes Ryan Clark, and now he starts making that comparison all off of Cam's opinion on Hurts' position in today's NFL. So to me, Clark took it there first. And then he's going to play the victim when Cam responded and went in on him and told him how he is not in Cam's league. Went down the list of things that Clark has accomplished. And when you compare to Cam Newton's, I mean, it's not all that close. Now let's get to this whole ring thing because people love to say you're better than the player because you have a ring. That's not always the case. All rings don't come equal, okay? Depending on the work you put in. So let's just say Ryan Clark, for example. Would his ring be just as valuable as a quarterback who won a ring? Like, we have to be real here. We have to be 100 here. So Ryan Clark has a ring, but do you genuinely think he put in more work than a quarterback who might not have a ring? Do you think he's a better and more impactful player than a guy like Dak or something like that? Or Phillip Rivers? So even when you want to directly compare Cam and Jalen Hurts, this is what I will say. Personally, I do think Cam is a better quarterback up until this point right now. If I had to pick between one or the other, Cam and Jalen, I think right now Cam has them when you compare careers, but Jalen is still early into his. That may not always be the case years later when I'm looking at it. But right now, I would take Cam. Cam, for him to put that weak ass Carolina Panthers team on his back and carry them to the Super Bowl was amazing. Jalen has always had a great offensive line, solid run game, great receivers. He's always had all of that. Cam, for the most part, he only had a tight end, pretty much. Greg Olsen and shit. Yeah, he had the defense here and there, but Jalen had that too. Elite defenses. So I can see what Cam is saying. Cam, all he was trying to say, Jalen had more to work with. He wasn't saying I'm better than Jalen because he had more to work with and I didn't. He wasn't saying that. He was saying compared to other quarterbacks in the league right now, he was being an analyst. He was taking himself out of the equation. He wasn't even talking about himself. He was saying, I believe other quarterbacks in the NFL have showcased more of their talent and what they can do. Therefore, I don't put Jalen Hurts in the top 10. That's his opinion. He's probably wrong about that. But for Ryan Clark to step in and to be like, well, you ain't got no ring, Hurts does. He's been to 2 Super Bowls. You ain't jump on that fumble in the Super Bowl. You the reason that y'all lost. For Clark to do that, of course Cam is gonna come in and flame his ass and tell him, motherfucker, you went undrafted, bro. We not on the same level. And it's true, Cam and Clark, you can't compare them. And if you Ryan Clark, how you gonna get mad at Cam comparing himself to you when you compared him to Jalen and he wasn't doing that? So, like I said, I find flaws in Cam Newton's argument when it comes to, Jalen Hurts, when it comes to knocking him down because he won a ring with a good team. You can't really control all that. If your front office is good and they getting you good pieces, it is what it is. If you in a shitty organization and they not doing what they supposed to do with the team, hey, you got to deal with it. It's the hand you're dealt. If Tom Brady was dealt another hand, there's a chance he might not have 7 Super Bowls. He might have 1. He might have 0. Who knows? But like I said, with me disagreeing with some elements of Cam's argument, I can respect the fact that he was just giving his football opinion and evaluating talent on how he sees the game. This is a quarterback evaluating talent on how he sees and views the game and how he ranks his players. Wrong or right, it's his opinion. And when Ryan Clark steps in trying to be this super righteous, holy moron that he steps in and takes shots at Cam Newton. You can't go run and play victim when Cam takes shots at you, because Cam never compared himself to Jalen Hurts in the first place. You, Ryan Clark, was the one that did that first. And that's just how I view that situation. So I want y'all to tell me, am I wrong? Am I right? And what do you guys think about Cam's comments on Jalen Hurts? What do you think about Ryan Clark's comments on Cam? And who do you think is better, Cam or Jalen Hurts, just for fun? Even though that's not what the conversation was ever about. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Appreciate all you guys for listening. And I'll catch you guys on the next one, man. I'm gone.